right, guys. So this last section is social, I can't speak, Social Security. Whew, say that 5 times fast. And Medicare. If you guys ever look at your pay stubs, do you notice that you always have money taken out? Social Security and Medicare. On every paycheck, it comes out of there. Whether you want it to or not, it does. So we're going to look at how do they compute how much comes out. And I think you might be surprised how this works. Especially for me, somebody who does not pay into it, was interesting for me to kind of learn this. Because again, as a teacher, we pay into our state teacher retirement system. I will not get Social Security benefits when I retire because I don't pay into it. Teachers don't. All right, so Social Security. All right, it is a benefit program available jointly through your employer and the United States government. So they work together to give you this. I love how they call it a benefit program. You ever feel like most of your check goes to that? Right? Yeah. But you'll be happy to know that there is a limit to how much they take on some of them. You don't look very excited. There is. All right, so this covers, Social Security covers 90% of all American jobs. So like I told you, teachers do not fall into this. We're one of the 10% that's not included. I don't know, what job do you want? Preschool sometimes falls under different. Okay, so if you go up through 5th grade, then no, you would not pay into Social Security because teachers do not. No, it's not a bad thing. You'll make more in retirement through teachers and retirement than you will Social Security. If you ever get to retire. It was started by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1935. Kind of gives you a little history on. Nathan, do you want to speak on that question? I have no idea if he rode a moose or not. Not a clue. It was part of the Federal Insurance Contributions Act. Have you guys seen that FICA? Have you seen that before? You've probably seen that on banks and things like that. And it provides income for people after they retire, which is what most of you probably contribute Social Security to disabled workers. So if you get disabled, that also is where that money's coming from. And if an eligible worker dies, benefits are paid to the surviving family members. So like my dad's on disability right now because of his knees, because he was a maintenance guy, so he can't be on his knees anymore, and he has issues with them. So he's on disability. So even when my dad passes away, money that he receives from disability will then be transferred to my mom so that she would still get that money after he passes away. Or dependent children, I believe. No, you're fine. You're fine. So what do you guys think? The money that you're paying into Social Security and stuff now, is there an account that has your name on it, that money is yours? Mm-mm. Do you know that money that you're paying in, you're not going to see? It's going to everyone now. It's kind of a beautiful system. As long as people continue to work, there's always money there. I mean, you think about it, right? Not anymore. You're right, people don't work as much anymore. So these millennials need to get their butts into a job, right? Yeah, how many of you are not working? Go get a job, guys. Come on now. People need you. They need you to support them. Does he really say that? That's hilarious. Amanda? Yours is different because you're just a private, babysitter. Riley, are you good? Nathan? Is he stinky? He made fun of what? I agree, it is disgusting. Go talk to Mrs. McCourt, the math teacher upstairs. She is obsessed with sweet tea. She teaches this D block. You have to switch labs and everything, but sure. She loves sweet tea. She's obsessed with it. I agree. Tea to me is just dirty water. It's gross. Well, it is. It's dirty water. Dirty water with sugar in it. It's disgusting. Yeah. Not all of it's disgusting. All of it's gross. Okay, guys. Next part, Social Security and Medicare. All right, so when you work at a job that's covered by Social Security, and again, 90% of jobs are covered by Social Security, you must pay FICA taxes. Both Social Security and Medicare fall under this. So no matter what, if the job you're in is covered by Social Security, you have to pay both Social Security and Medicare. What's Medicare? It's medical care. You're right. That's like your health insurance after you retire. Okay. I don't know what the age is now. Yeah, I know it's changed. Okay, so you don't have an option. Okay, you have to pay into both parts. All right. Hey, you can summarize through your notes, whatever helps you remember things, whatever works for you. All right, these taxes help cover the cost of the federal insurance programs. So Medicare is the nation's largest health insurance program for people ages, there it is, 65 and older, as well as disabled people under 65. I do not know the answer to that. I don't personally have, I don't pay into any of that, so I don't know. I could look it up. I don't know offhand. Yeah, check out your pay stub, see what it says. And it could be Medicare. Yeah. All right. So all these taxes that you're paying, the ones you're paying now, are paying for people now who are retired or disabled. And then when you get to be 65 or older or disabled, whoever's working then is paying for you. Nobody. We're in trouble if the millennials don't start getting jobs. I'm not in trouble. You guys are. I'm not. But I don't require your, as long as I can educate you. What you do after you leave my walls is up to you. My job is to educate you, so I'm going to do my job. Thank you. Yeah, when I've been teaching for 45 years, I may not be educating very well anymore. I'm going to be done. For a bachelor's degree, it's 4 years. But I also have my master's degree plus like another 25 hours beyond my master's. I went to a lot of school. But to be just a teacher, like you want to walk out of college and be a teacher, 4 years. So it's not bad. The reason I kept going back, when I graduated with my teaching license, it used to be the law that you had to have a master's degree within 10 years. So I just went right back for my master's. But that's not a rule anymore. So you just need your bachelor's. But then, not necessarily for nothing, because the more education you have, you move columns on the pay scale. So I'm like, as far as columns go, I'm all the way to the end. I maxed out on education. So I'm done. I'm not taking any more classes. So yeah, so you make more money the more education you have. So it depends how much money you want to make if you want to keep going back. All right, so how do we pay for Social Security and Medicare? Again, guys, you can summarize. You can summarize. These are your notes. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, right? All right, the cost of Social Security is split evenly between you and your employer. Right, Callie, you're going to need to pass on. All right, so for Social Security, a percentage of each worker's salary is taken out of each paycheck up to a set max amount. So if you're somebody who gets a great job after high school, after college, and you're making a whole lot of money, you only get taxed up till you hit a certain amount of money for the year, and then they stop taxing you Social Security. Okay, so you can max out, and we'll look at some scenarios today where people maxed out on Social Security. For the year, it goes by per year. So yeah, so once that calendar year starts over, you'd be taxed again until you hit whatever the max is, and then you'd stop paying Social Security. Typically it does, but if you look back at like the history of like from year to year to year, sometimes it's gone down, and same thing with the percentage. The percentage changes sometimes too. So like years ago, the percentage was here, where now it's more like here. So it varies from year to year. Now Medicare though, that's paid on all of your income. You make $1 million a year, you're paying taxes on $1 million a year for Medicare. Okay, you don't max out on that, but you do max out for Social Security. The good news is Medicare is a much lower percentage than Social Security, since you got to pay that on everything. All right, the money, this is what we've talked about, that you and your employer contribute to Social Security and Medicare is used to pay the current benefits to someone else. And we talked about that. You're paying for people now who are retired. When you become eligible for benefits, the people working at that time will be paying for you. We've already talked a lot about that. So you want to make sure people are working when you're ready to retire. Nathan's worried back there. He's not going to have any money when he retires. You're worried, right? No one's going to be working. No one's going to be paying for your retirement. Work until you die, and some people do that. Or you can always go to Walmart, be a greeter. What do you want to be? Military, iron worker, and then run a ranch. All right. Hey, no, he's got a life goal. I like that. Big plan. What do you want to do on your ranch? Cattle? Like big ranch, like acres and acres and acres? You already got a name picked out? No? Where at? Montana. Look at him. He's got a life goal. I'm loving it. He's got a plan. And then you meet other people, and they're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing next weekend. Like, they got no plans. No plans, Joanne? You don't know what you want to do, what you want to be?
The only thing I think about is that nobody gets you first.
Well, at least you're finding deals. So, all right, I can appreciate that. You're looking for the sale.
$3.
Amanda? Hey, that's good. At least you got a bigger plan. I like that. Sorry. That's good. You need a goal. I lost my paper. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, they always show your year to date, how much you paid. It's disturbing sometimes. All right, so how do they keep track of how much you've paid? Because you, like Abby just said, when she looks at her pay stub, there's a year to date, how much you've paid in for every paycheck combined for that year. How much have you paid into Social Security? How much have you paid into Medicare? When will you be maxing out, if you max out? So the government keeps record of the amounts that you have paid to Social Security and Medicare under your own personal Social Security number. So your Social Security number is put on file when you're hired. Like one of the things that once you're filling out paperwork for a new job, they ask you for your Social Security number. That way they keep track of how much you've been paying in. Okay? So how many of you right now, don't tell me, but how many of you know your entire Social Security number by heart? 3 of you, that's it? Kudos to the girls. You should know your Social Security number by heart. How many of you know only the last 4 digits? Yeah, all right. 3 more. And the rest of you have no idea, huh? No clue? She doesn't let you touch it. As you get older, guys, that's definitely something that you're going to want to make sure you know that. Okay, know it by heart. They always tell you to never carry your Social Security card on you. Yeah, I know. Mine's in my wallet, as are all of my children's. But, I mean, they tell you shouldn't because that's how you can have identity theft. People get that number in their hands, they can take everything from you because everything about you is linked to that number. Kind of scary. Yeah. Good. It's funny, I have my Social Security card. My mom had given it to me when I got old enough to keep track of it myself. And it says right on there, do not laminate. Mine's laminated. Yeah, it's totally laminated. It says right on there, do not laminate this card. I don't know. It says right on there, do not laminate. Mine's totally laminated. So I've not laminated my kids, but they're all shoved together in my wallet. I don't have theirs memorized. I haven't written them enough times. My husband's, though, his I have memorized. All right, are we ready to do some math now? No? Come on now. Nah. Let's get through some of the easy ones, and then we'll take a brain break before we get to the harder ones. I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy. Okay. No, because then I'd have people like Abby doing their homework right now instead of listening to me. And then they're like, I don't understand this. And I'm like, because you didn't listen to me when I was trying to teach it to you. I know she is. She's already almost done with her notes. All right. So example number 1. Ramiro got his first job in 2016. In that year, Social Security tax was 6.2% of income, up to $118,500. So if he would make more than $118,500, they would stop taxing you once you hit that maximum number. Okay? So Medicare was 1.45%. So notice the difference. Medicare taxes you no matter if you make millions of dollars, it continues to tax. Social Security maxes out. If Ramiro earned $73,210 in 2016, how much did he pay for Social Security and Medicare? So does he max out? Does he hit that maximum amount? No. He earned $73,210. So he is under max. So here's his amount. He is under the max amount. So we don't have to worry about it. He gets taxed on all of his because he did not make enough to be over that maximum. So for Social Security, you take his, how much he made, $73,210, and Social Security is 6.2%. So that is point what? 0.062. Don't do 0.62. That's 62% of your income. That's a whole lot. It's bad enough the way it is. All right, so Social Security, he's going to be taxed $4,539.02. So look at that. So right now he's already bringing home less than $70,000, right? Because that's Social Security, that's coming out right there. It is. Still good pay. All right, and then Medicare, on the total amount, $73,210 times that's 1.45%, so 0.0145. So that was not as terrible. So for Medicare, $1,061.55. That's how much he's getting taxed there. Yes, sir. Oh, there's always more. You got to think about, you got to pay your federal taxes, you know, your state taxes, your city taxes, your school taxes. Yep. And then we haven't even talked about insurance coming out. Can you have what? Nathan? No. All right, guys, question asked about tax refunds. You know, when you do your taxes end of the year, does any of this come back to you? The answer is no. The money that gets refunded to you is money that you've paid in towards federal and state taxes only. Yeah, if you're a minor, technically you should get all of your federal and state back. Yeah, it depends, unless you make a lot. But yeah, but this, bye-bye. It is not coming back to you. And we'll do a whole chapter on like federal and state taxes and filing tax returns and all that stuff. So we'll do a whole chapter on that stuff. Trying to help you find all the ways you can try to get your money back. All right, example 2. In 1988, see, now think about here. That last example was 2016, and it was 6.2%. Back in 88, Social Security tax was 7.51%. So it was higher back in 1988 to the maximum income of $45,000. So the max is lower because people used to make a lot less money back then. If Grace earned $51,211 in 1988, how much Social Security did she pay? So if she earned $51,211, did she max out? Yeah, she maxed out. So does she pay Social Security on all of what she made? No, she only pays Social Security on how much? $45,000. So we just need to take the $45,000, and in 1988 it was 7.51%. So 0.0751. Yeah, so you got to pay attention as you're looking at these. Depending or not, if they maxed out, then don't tax them on the whole thing for Social Security because you only go up to the maximum. So she has to pay $3,379.50. Okay, so since she maxed, she only gets taxed on up to that max amount because she actually made more than that. Yeah. There was, I just, for whatever reason, I did not ask it in this question. Now, if this question had asked about Medicare, what would you multiply the Medicare percentage by? 45,000 or the 51? The 51. Yeah, Medicare is over all of it. Hi. All right, example 3. In 1964, Social Security and Medicare rate combined was 5.08%, up to 15,700 earned. So why is the max only 15,000? Why is it so low? It was way back in 1964. They didn't make as much back then. Yeah. Right. Again, just the way the example is written for you. Okay. 10 years later, the percent had increased to 6.01, and that's again combined, and the maximum taxable income had increased to 17,000. So if a person earned 30,000 in 1964 and 30,000 in 1974, what was the difference in Social Security and Medicare taxes paid? Okay, so let's do 1964 first. We'll look at these separately. So Social Security, there we go. So Social Security. So we're talking about, yeah, you're maxed out at 30,000. So we're going to go with only the 15,700. So 15,700 times 0.0508. Okay, so that was $797.56. Now, since this one has them combined, this is an awkward question. I can't actually separate out the other one. So this would actually be Social Security and Medicare because they combine that percent. I don't have the numbers separated. All right, so let's take a look at then at 1974. Do I use the 30,000 or do I use what number? I use the 17 because again, the max is 17,000. but this percent was, there it is, 0.0601. Right, so $1,021.70. Am I good? Done? Now the question asked, what was the difference? I got to subtract them. So the difference between them, difference is $224.14. That's your difference. So I mean, that's a 10-year span. So it's only a difference of $224. It's not a huge increase in 10 years. All right. You guys know I like a little bit of algebra, right? I'm by nature an algebra teacher. All right, so example 4. In 2008, the government took out 6.2% of earnings for Social Security to a maximum of $102,000. Medicare, 1.45% of earnings was paid. Now, typically for this class, those are the numbers that we will typically use. Okay, if we're talking about current amounts, it is 6.2% for Social Security, 1.45% for Medicare. How much money would someone have to have had earned in 2008 so that their payments into Medicare were equal to their payments into Social Security? So, what do you think? Now, do I know how much they made? I don't. Can I assume that they're going to probably hit the max? Mm-hmm. Of course it is. So which number maxes out? Social Security or Medicare? Social Security. So Social Security is 0.062 times 102,000. Right? That's the max I can pay for Social Security. Right? That's the most I will ever pay for that year. So I want to know, when is Social Security equal to Medicare, right? Social Security equal to Medicare. When would those be equal to each other? So what would I have to write down for Medicare? How do you find out how much you're paying in Medicare? Your percentage, 0.0145, and you would multiply that by what? X, how much that you actually paid. Right? This would be your income. The most I'm going to pay in Social Security is the 6.2% times the max amount. It's the most I'm going to pay there. So when is Social Security equal to my Medicare? Medicare is that percentage times how much money I made. Because again, I get taxed on Medicare until I'm blue in the face, right? No matter how much money I make. Does that make sense how I set that up? Social Security, when there's equal. Okay? So if I simplify this up on this side, that's 6,324 equals 0.0145x. And then to solve that, just divide. Bless you. So $436,000, $137.93. It wanted me to round to the nearest dollar. 436,138. So, in order for the same amount to be paid into Social Security and Medicare, I'd have to make over $436,000 for me to pay the same amount into both. That's a lot of money. If I'm making $436,000 a year, I can probably spare a little bit. I know, I'm sorry. I depress all my students to ever want to be an adult. All right, guys, we have 2 problems left to go. 2 problems. All right, so in 1978, the Social Security tax, was 6.05%, up to a maximum of 17,700. If Dawn earned 48,000, that's pretty good. That's way over the max. Find the following. Okay, because what we're talking about here is, yes, she maxed out, but instead of me asking you for the whole year, right, that's how we've done it so far. We're like, yeah, she maxed out, so she only paid taxes on 17,700, right? But now I'm asking you specifically about when she maxes out and how much she pays per month in taxes. Okay? So there's your difference. So part A, what is her monthly gross pay? Yes, 48,000 is how much she made for the year. So we'll have to take 48,000 and divide by what? 12, because it's asking about monthly. So how much does she make a month? She makes $4,000 per month. All right, if you miss part A, you will miss everything here on after. Okay, so we need to make sure we know the monthly part right. Part B, in what month did Dawn reach the maximum taxable Social Security income? So there are different ways you can attack this. Well, let's kind of just talk month by month. So in January, how much has she made? She's made 4,000. How about in February? She's up to 8,000. So has she hit max yet? There's max. All right. March, she's up to 12,000. So she's not there yet. April, she's at 16,000. She's close. And in May, she's made 20,000. You guys see how I'm just adding that 4,000 a month? I'm just adding 4,000 every month to kind of see where we're at. So has she hit max yet? Yes. So in what month did she reach the max? It was sometime in May, right? So May. Because in April, she was close, but she hadn't quite hit it. So at some point in May, she hit it. How much Social Security tax did Dawn pay in February? So in February, has she maxed out yet? No. So in February, she's paying the tax on all of it. How much did she make in February? How much did she make in February? She made 4,000. She makes 4,000 every month, right? So in February, you would do the 4,000 that she made for the month, and you would tax that by 0.0605. Okay, so when we're talking about February, she hasn't maxed out. Found out she maxes out sometime in May. So in February, she paid $242 in Social Security tax. All right, part D, how much Social Security tax did Dawn pay in May? Did she get taxed on the whole 4,000 in May? Mm-mm. How do you figure out how much she gets taxed on, Abby? Yes. So in April, if we look back here, in April she was at 16. She hadn't quite maxed. In May she went over. So we need to look at the maximum amount. So you take your max dollar figure and you're going to subtract that previous month, right? The 16,000 minus the previous month. I'm trying to help you kind of figure out and see this in your head how this works, okay? Because what I'm figuring is from 16,000, by the time she hit that max of, what was it, 17.7, how much more did she have to pay to hit that? So that's what we're doing. So it was, oops, the max amount was 17,700. Previous month before that was 16,000. So how much did she get taxed on in May? The dollar figure there would be $1,700. But the question asks how much Social Security tax did she pay? So then I got to actually multiply that by my percentage times 0.0605. All right, so she got taxed $102.85. Does that make sense? Like kind of where we went with that? Because in May is the month where she hit the max. So she doesn't get taxed on the whole 4,000 she made in May. She only got taxed until she hit that max, and then the rest of it's not taxed. So Part E, how much did she pay in November? Nothing. She maxed out in May. So after May is June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 months. She didn't pay any Social Security tax because she maxed out early. She would have paid Medicare, though. You're right. All right, but I was just asking about Social Security there. All right, last one. In 1986, the Social Security tax was 7.15%, up to a maximum of $42,000. If Marcus earned $51,600, find the following. So does he max out? Yeah. Now, if I would ask you a question like this and break it apart piece by piece, but he never maxed out, kind of take away some of the work, right? So make sure I'm not actually doing that to you. But he does max out. All right, so what was his monthly gross pay? So we have to take how much he earned, 51,000, and divide it by 12, which is 4,300. That's per month. Okay. So in what month did Marcus reach the maximum taxable income? So again, we can kind of set this up how we did before. January was, he had made 4,300. February, 8,600. March, how am I figuring this out? What am I doing? I'm just adding. Yeah. So 8,600 plus another 4,300. Because when I try to teach it the other way, students think I've lost my mind. Yeah, that's how if it's me doing it, that's how I do it. But I found teaching it that way, students don't understand what's going on. This, they can visually see it. So April, we're going to add another 4,300. 17,200. Have I maxed out yet? The maximum is 42. I got a ways to go. That's all right. So May, we're going to add another 4,300. 21,500. April, May, June. Another 43. We're at 25,800. July, 30,100. We're getting close. August, 34,400. Almost there. September, 38,700. October. Ooh, we're at 43,000. So I've hit it. All right, so at what month? I finally maxed when I hit October. Now, Abby brought up a point. She's like, why are you doing it this way? Can't I just divide this and whatnot and kind of go from there? There is another way to do it. And if it's me personally doing this, I do them differently. But in years of teaching this seems to be what students can visually see and understand what's going on. It's not as abstract. So if you have a different way that you do this, by all means, you're fine. Okay? So if you do it a different way, that's totally fine. How much Social Security tax did Marcus pay in February? He didn't max out in February, right? So how much does he make in February? 4,300 times your 0.0715. So in February, he paid $307.45. Right? He made 4,300 in there, so it didn't matter. How much tax did he pay in October? So October is our max out month. So do you remember how we just talked about how to do that? You take your max amount, which was 42,000, and I subtract what from that? The September's month. So 38,700. Because because I got to figure out how much did he have to pay into October before he hit that max. So he's paying it on $3,300. So we multiply that by our percentage, 0.0715. So $235.95. That part right there is where students normally will struggle. Is there questions on how I found that info? Perfect. And then part E, how much does Marcus pay for Social Security in November? 0. Riley? Part C. This part C is just looking at the month of February, not January and February combined. That's why it's just $4,300, because that's how much he makes in February. I'm not looking at January and February combined. How much does he pay? Just each month. Each month he's only making $4,300 every month. Nathan? I can individually. I don't want to confuse those that would not understand it.